YouTube. I'm Terry. I got Nick with me. We have some kind of unfortunate news on this episode. Connor Wong has suffered a hamstring injury. Alex Cora says it doesn't look good, but they are hoping for better news tomorrow. Presumably, an MRI will happen. Best case scenario, a grade 1. That's, about as minor as it gets. Grade 4, you're going to miss some time. I have a feeling it'll be somewhere in the middle, but we're going to talk about the impact of this injury. And as always, please like and subscribe. Feel free to comment down below as well. And you can, as always, find the regular podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, every major platform. Nick, how are you?
I'm good. How about you? Happy
Yeah.
March.
Yeah, it is March. I just realized, I think it was today, and today is the first, right?
It was Dr.
No,
Seuss Day.
second.
Come
Okay,
on,
my
Dr. Seuss
so
Day.
it was yesterday, but I
Women.
when I double checked, I'm like, is this February 28th? I just because it's the shortest month of the year.
It is.
Yeah. So anyway, let's just dive right into it. First of all, I just want to make a proclamation. Hamstring injuries are the most annoying in Major League Baseball of all the common injuries. Obviously, you don't want, UCL, ACL, any of the CLs, but the hamstring can happen at any time. It can happen to anybody, and it's just so frustrating.
Happened to me senior year of baseball. Senior
Oof.
year, I was out for a good month and a half from it. So I know
Oof.
that injury too well. We're hopeful that this Wong injury isn't a grade 4. As you said, I'm hopeful that this is a 2, maybe 2.5.
Yeah.
It is spring training, so hopefully that can heal up and he's ready to go for the opener. Thankfully, though, on this whole thing with Wong is that there is a little bit of depth, and I know we'll talk about that on this podcast.
Yeah, I mean, it's disappointing though because Wong's my guy. He's your guy as well. We
Yes.
were just talking about that before we come on. I mean, the dude has power,
Yes.
and I think if given a chance and hopefully a good run of health, he had a hand injury last year with a hit by pitch, but if he just has just a fair chance, I think he could be extremely impactful. I mean, go ahead with his minor league
I
numbers.
was very impressed with his minor league stats from last season. 288 average. That's great for a catcher. Had 15 homers, 44 RBIs, had 323 at bats. This is a guy that's been in the system for quite some time. It's a guy that has always been in their realm of possibilities to anchor the pitching staff and become somebody that can be embedded behind the plate. And I think that the future looks bright for Wong. I know the pitchers, for example, really like throwing to him. So confidence-wise on the staff, which is still uncertain on which end it's going to be, I think the pitchers prefer to throw to Wong than they do to McGuire. So I really am hopeful that this injury isn't too severe because let's be honest here. They're going to need him and his leadership and his tools that he's shown that he can do for this season. So remaining hopeful is my big thing here with Wong.
Yeah, I really think he could surprise a lot of people. I mean, when Jason Varitek was acquired from the Mariners in, I think it was 1997, could anyone in their wildest dreams ever would have imagined he would, be the player he
Greatest
was?
trades that they ever pulled off: Heathcliff Slocum for Derek Lowe and Jason Varitek.
Exactly. And I'm not saying Wong has that type of a ceiling, but I think he can be a definite, bona fide everyday major league catcher. And it's just frustrating that it's getting pushed off. But what gets interesting here is the depth you were talking about. Jorge Alfaro was basically the third catcher. He has an upward mobility clause where the Red Sox will have to decide whether or not to put him on the 40-man roster by March 25th. So that's 5 days before opening day. And I would be shocked if Connor Wong is back resuming normal baseball activities taking part in spring training games, whether he's starting them or not. It just seems so far fetched. I mean, I think the Red Sox are probably gonna have to basically put him on the 40 man and pay him the 2 million that his deal calls for.
Yeah, poor John Henry has to open up his wallet again. I feel so bad for him tonight, just so bad. No, this is a good move that they ended up getting this minor league deal together with Alfaro because he does have somewhat of a decent track record. So looking at his stats and everything, his best season so far in Major League Baseball was 2019. That was with the Miami Marlins. He had a 262 average. He had 18 homers, 57 RBIs. But the other thing that stands out to me here is he's like a spark. He was with the Padres from last season, and here's a guy that was kind of really in the moment for these Padres last year. They enjoyed him, just didn't find a way to keep him with the organization. And I'm hopeful that this could be a move that adds some great depth to the team. And who knows, maybe he'll surprise a few people. Remain hopeful for him, too.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean, his numbers aren't terrible. He's not going to blow people away.
Nope.
The one notable thing about him is he has one of the faster pop times of any catcher in MLB. He can fire that ball right down to second base, and there's going to be a lot more base stealing this year with the pitch clock rules. You can only pick off a batter 3 times, but if you don't get him that third time, it's a balk. So really, it's only 2 chances by all intents and purposes. So, after that second pickoff, a fast runner is going to be going, and perhaps Alfaro will be able to gun some guys down. Curiously, who's your number one when it comes down to McGuire and Alfaro? Because obviously McGuire's hit like 12 home runs his whole career.
Correct.
Alfaro's hit more than that in a couple of seasons. So, but on the flip side, I think McGuire's probably gonna, get on base a little bit more, hit for a little bit more contact to get on base. And I'm just, who do you like? I guess the fact that McGuire's a lefty that could factor in a little bit, but
I'm going to give it to McGuire. I think this is another kind of prove it moment for him in his career. They're giving him this opportunity. They didn't bring back a Vasquez. They didn't bring back really anything else besides a little bit of depth with the Alfaro move. This shows me that the team believes in Wong and McGuire as their receivers. So here's this opportunity right here for McGuire to take this and make something of it. Small sample size at the trade deadline when they did get him. He actually was pretty decent. So will that carry over for 2023? That's my hope.
I think it's all of our hope.
Hoping today. A lot of hoping.
So tomorrow we will probably get an update. They'll probably do some imaging to try to, see exactly what his prognosis is. Obviously, as we said earlier, hoping for a grade 1, and we'll see. I'm guessing we'll probably have that information by if it's a 1 o'clock game, probably in the noon hour. So stay tuned for that. And we got another video coming up momentarily covering the Red Sox rotation, more developments with that. And again, please like and subscribe to our channel. We're in the early stages, so would be much appreciated. Take care.